Okay, am I starting? Okay. Okay, I'm alive. I'm alive. My first live streaming. Hello, hello. Welcome to my first live streaming. This is so uncomfortable for me. I haven't done live streaming. Actually, I did before when I was playing game. I did on Twitch one time with my avatar, but not with my face. Ah, I don't know. Am I live right now? I can't even tell. Well, I guess. Yeah. Let's get started. So, the reason why I want to become live streaming is because for the last 2 weeks I went to China and wait. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I went to China and then I haven't been back to China for 12 years, and then I realized there's so much big change. My mom is 75 years old right now, and she's obsessed with live streaming. So in China, people are not really going to the mall to shopping. Most of people are shopping online, and then takeout is very easy. So it's very new for me because I don't really do a lot of online shopping, including fashion. But it's really hard not to do online shopping, everything in China, because it's so cheap. And then I see my mom like going through her phone every day. She get like tons of notifications, and she will waiting for the notification, and then the live streaming people like selling vegetables, selling medicine, selling fruits, mostly daily use stuff. And then my house is stocked with things. It's really easy to buy things online, and then you get delivered right away, and then we go pick up. Sometimes you get delivery in front of the door. We constantly get packaging of things, and it kind of inspired me to realize that online shopping is not that far from us, but it needs to have this like condition of like how cheap everything are, considering how easy to return everything. And that's one thing. Also, live streaming is quite interesting if you think about how when I film long form video, I have to make sure every sentence I say it's gotta be on point, and then I cut, make sure there's no silence in between. But lately I pretty much enjoying videos that is more like a chat like this, casually chatting with everyone. And I don't like, this is where I didn't prepare this well enough. Like, I think a lot of people don't know I'm going live, but if we have more people coming here and then we start to have conversations together and I can get interaction with you guys, that'll be a really amazing thing to do. So I made this little edit, all the articles and things I like to watch. I read, and I find it really interesting and useful for us to look at it. And I have my cup of tea so I can chill, relax, and chat about it, because I really believe in this fast-driven world, AI dominated world. Not really yet, but the social media is like overwhelmed with content. Even for me, shorts become pretty much stressful to watch sometimes. But funny enough, because I was in China for this over the 2 weeks, I can't really go on Facebook, Instagram, even Google. and it forced me on TikTok. So it forced me to not look at social media for pretty much a week and a half. It made me feel more quiet down made me feel more relaxed, and then I feel like, oh, actually it's okay not to be going online so much, and it gave me a lot of like headspace to think about what's the next step, or what I'm ready to do, what I really care about, because I start have time to read books. I start have time to read through all the articles, because before, when I think about, oh, I have to make this long form video, then whenever I read an article, I start to think about how to summarize the article into, like, explain and into my video. But now when I think about if I do live streaming, it's all I need to understand the article deeply and become like turn into my perspective, my point of view, and then I can show you guys. I don't have to like make sure each long form video have to have certain topic. I can just like brainstorming and then talk about the topic. Maybe the video you've watched before, maybe you never watched, or maybe this article you have read it before. I'm pretty sure there are tons of contents out there. Maybe I'm not sure we can read or watch the same thing all the time like before, because when you think about viral content before, it's everyone's watching that one viral content, but now it's articulated for each person. So the meaning of viral is even different. So that's why I wanted to curate my own, based on my own experience, and then each week I have my own particular interest, so I can share with you guys. And then I also make this Notion page to public. It's like a site I can share. You can go through it, and then I will also leave my email at the end. If you have any articles you want to introduce me to read, or any videos you find interesting, I want to become more like a conversation. So you can drop your video or your article to my email, and maybe the next week I'll read it and talk about it together. That's my thought. So start with this China experience that I talk about. Yeah, the first thing is live streaming, how people are obsessed buying things online, and they collectively buy things. Like my mom will buy things with my aunt, and they will like purchase something together and share that cost, because the more you buy, the cheaper it gets. Also, sometimes she will like leave the phone on the side, and I was like so surprised why you're not watching but you leave it on, because she said when you watch one live streaming from start to the end, you will have a gift sent to your house. So yeah, she said a lot of stuff that's actually from the present that you keep watching the live streaming. So maybe I'll do that one day. If you watch from start to end, then you will get certain present. Yeah. And please leave comment or like share your thought while I'm talking. This is my first time live streaming. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I think it's gonna be fun. Yeah, I don't feel quite stressed like as I'm making long form video, because in that way I have to make sure every sentence is serve a purpose, and it become like not like a conversation, but I want to make sure this live streaming more like a conversation, more fun. So yeah, this is a picture I took in the airport, because this character is called Twinkle Twinkle, I believe. It's one of the most popular character with a Pop Mart, in the Pop Mart, which I want to talk about now. Is beside in the shopping mall I mentioned is really quiet in China, because not many people shop, especially for fashion. Not many people shop in the shopping mall anymore, but the Pop Mart is so popular. Actually, one of the video that I think this is one of the examples. Yeah. all these toys are so popular. And then this is on in front of the mall. This is also one of the Pop Mart thing. And then this is some kind of show in the shopping mall. That's so interesting. Yeah, the young generation really love Japanese pop culture, anime culture. That's like what I find fascinating. And then of course I have to buy my own little Pop Mart thing. This is a keychain, or more for the phone. It's a Labubu. It's really hard not to buy anything with Labubu because it's everywhere, and I find it's really cute. So there are like 4 kinds of the color. I bought one for my friend as well. Yeah, so that made me feel it's really like in China online, it's become more digitalized because you buy things online, you do ordering food online, but then when it comes to analog thing, this Pop Mart stuff, it gives people so much hope. One of my cousins, she probably make around $500 per month, but she spent probably more than half the money to buy these things. And her desk is full of them, and then her desk in her office is full of them. And when I buy this stuff, I saw one girl outside the shop, and it really really nervously opened this, and then almost cried. Ridiculous. But I find it's really interesting how people purchase things. Shows a lot about how society works. And they don't really buy this Pop Mart thing online. They have to go to the store. And then my cousin told me that most of the stuff are already sold out. And if there's one new item like this Twinkle Twinkle is one of the most popular one, and it was just sold out right away because people line up for it because it's cheap. It's like, when you think about it, it's like around $10 per box like this. But $10, you can buy a lot of food in China. Maybe one takeout food, it will be around $6. You want like a good meal, takeout is $6. So it is not that cheap. When you think about in Japan, maybe in US it's cheap, like $6, $10. But in China it's not cheap, but people still obsess buying it. It means a lot, like how people think, and then maybe they just want something to hold on, and then this is some kind of hope for them. Let me know what you think. I'm still processing all the stuff I see in China. It's just pretty shocking because 12 years I haven't even been back, but the whole the society, how people live and purchasing things and do things online and get together, it's all changing, shifting a lot. That's something I want to share. And I also bought online these books about this really cool magazine about AI. I find out really a lot of good books in China that talk about AI. Maybe in the future I will share this with everyone. Like, I think it will be my privilege to read books about AI or new technology art in different language, because in Japan they also have different perspective about AI and about new technology and art. In China, people do focus a lot about the creative side of AI, and then like for the first couple pages they are showing the history of how AI evolving since 1972 to like to 2022. And then this book is not latest, but it's a really good one to summarize how a lot of artists are using AI to, a designer artist to use AI to like help them with their creative process. That's something I'm always interested in. I don't want to share that in the future. I haven't finished, but once I finish, maybe the next week with the live streaming, I will share this with you all. And I also have other books I want to share with everyone. But for this video, particularly because it's end of the year, so I want to kind of like give a summarizing of like what I feel over the whole year, because I started my channel talk about AI at the beginning of the year, and I've tried so many different tools, and then I go a little bit overwhelmed because I find every day whenever I open Instagram, Substack, now I'm like love reading articles from there. A couple months ago I started to read articles from there. LinkedIn, also very stressful because I see a lot of people talk about new tools, and it's just very overwhelming that I can't really focus on one particular topic every week just to make one long video. It's not enough because I read so much and then like take so much, and it's overwhelming for me, so I need time to process it. But this processing, while I'm processing, new things start to emerge. So, and then I start to go on Instagram. There's a new thing come up, there's new tool I need to try. And then when I go on TikTok, some people particularly making shorts about, this tool is going great, this tool you have to try. I don't like that feeling, because I still really wanted to feel this space in my brain to actually figuring out what is actually useful for us. Is it really useful? All these tools, like how it's gonna help us? And I don't want to be throwing a lot of stuff. Hey, yay! My friends here, I'm really happy. So yeah, I don't want to keep throwing stuff on my channel just to show like I'm on top of everything, because I believe not one single person is on top of everything. It's really hard to know what's useful, what's not. But since I come back from China, I stopped to look at all the social media for 2 weeks, and then once I go online, the first thing that pop up in my timeline is about people talk about the future, like the 2026, what is new trend. And this is one thing I find a lot of people talk about, the culture prediction, how we will have two split culture. One is like, I'm not gonna go through it, but most of these topics are mentioning how the people who loves AI will just keep going with all the tools, and the people who doesn't like AI will go pure analog, like go farming or something. It's very extreme, and I find it really interesting. In some part I agree. For example, a lot of design that I noticed on my timeline are using real painting, doesn't look like AI. They give this texture that you feel like, it make you feel soothing, because when you look at so many AI fake things, you start to think, that make me feel good to look at the real art, which I kind of agree. But at the same time, for me, it's more like, do we have to go that extreme? Like, I still think AI is a great tool to help people who have certain skill. If you're a designer, you use AI to create stuff that maybe you've never done before. And then within this book, actually, there's a lot of really good examples. And I know a lot of people who use AI to particularly create things that using AI as a partner. And then I also start to use this vibe meshing I created for just to see what's gonna come out with the two things that you really like, or 3-4 things that you find really interesting, and combine them using the machine, using AI, that you can not easily use with paint or paintbrush, those things. So that's something I'm fascinated about. So I'm not completely agree that this two split culture, it will definitely exist, but it's a trend, and I don't think this trend will be forever. For whoever, like, if you're a creative person, you will definitely know you cannot escape AI. It will be here, and they're not going to go anywhere. So you still have to figure out how to navigate through it, and then figure out your own, based on your own taste, based on your own skill, what kind of content you can create in the future that help you to go further. Or if you think most of people are not going to go online and then they will just like try to do anything analog, then maybe that's a great chance for you to use AI to create something new. That's what I think. And then, yeah, there's one, the research was talking about how Disney is making 1 billion equity investment in OpenAI, along with warrants to purchase additional equity in the future. Yeah, while the world is craving analog, the massive corporate machine is moving toward the co-creation model. So big companies, and if you talk with a lot of CEOs, they push really hard for people to actually use AI. As you can know, maybe if you work in a company, of course they are, because the CEO or like executive manager's job is to cut cost. And then while they're cutting cost, they will want to use AI to produce things that even for people like us, when we see a lot of, the other day I saw a lot of commercial, there's McDonald's using AI to create new commercial, and then what else? At the beginning of the Mango, remember I was talking about the fashion, they're using AI. There's so many people are using AI. Actually, there's a video I want to show you. This girl was talking about. I like her TikTok. Let's take a look. It's only like 3 minutes.
Number one story in art, fashion, and design this year was without a doubt the explosive growth of AI-generated art in campaigns and commercials. It started back in July when H&M announced they'd be making body doubles of their models to make their e-com more efficient. This was quickly followed by a cascade of other brands. Guess's plastic feeling campaign in Vogue magazine, J. Crew's AI-modified photo shoot, Toys R Us's Sora ad, and most recently McDonald's Netherlands fully AI-generated campaign that received so much bad press, they had to take it down. Because for as much AI experimentation as there was just as much, if not more, hostility towards it. It was a collective outrage so big, it was as if Kendall Jenner was trying to solve racism with Pepsi. And it revealed a big split in our culture between those who are pro-AI and those who are anti-AI, creating a strange moment in history where for the first time it was the younger generation who weren't chasing the new thing but leading the resistance to it, and for good reason. For younger generation, a future with AI feels precarious and scary. And it has nothing to do with a singularity or ASI because we love sci-fi. Well, it's scary, but it's not that. It's more about the price of rent and groceries and creative integrity and our jobs. Because let's be honest, AI is going to cost people their jobs. And given the wealth gap and the lack of universal income, young people are looking down the barrel at a pretty challenging decade. Not to mention AI's role in surveillance and strengthening the authoritarian state and the environmental impact. But I digress. Despite these fears, executives, who are usually older folks who are shielded from job insecurity, barreled ahead because it wasn't about ethics to them. It was about efficiency, cutting costs, and perhaps more than anything, appearing to be future ready for investors and clients. It was creativity driven by the marketplace, but the irony is hard to miss. In their rush to be the first ones to use AI, these brands created PR disasters, alienating their fans and their customers and their employees, all to produce work that, to be honest, just felt adolescent and unsophisticated. Because the tech is adolescent and unsophisticated. I think it's fair to say that nobody won. What a year. But perhaps this dissatisfaction is a clue to what has to come next. Maybe in 2026, companies would do well to worry less about appearing future-facing and worry more about building new infrastructures and protecting creative legitimacy in the process. Because claiming to be future-ready without worrying about a human cost and the value of your work doesn't signal progress. If anything, it's a lack of future perspective entirely. Maybe the brands that endure won't be the ones that adopted AI first, but the ones who took the time to realize where it belonged and where it didn't. Because used effectively, it can enhance our creativity. But if it's used carelessly, it erodes the very thing that makes creative work resonate, and that's our humanity.
Yes, I totally agree. The whole video here, because I've seen a lot of good AI art or AI design that's based on the fact that the creator herself or himself are knowing the basic knowledge, and they're already a good designer and good artist. And while they're using AI accelerate their art. But as I mentioned before, there's one short I talk about is when Coca-Cola using AI to generating the commercial, and then McDonald's right now get a lot of backlash. It's because a lot of people are hating the fact that we definitely can see this is lazy work. So but from my point of view is they wanted to do it right now because they rather get these hate messages, because that's a free commercial for them. People will talk about that, but after a while people not going to even give any thoughts on it. People not going to even talk about that anymore because the wave is gone and people are craving more great work using AI. That's when the company still need to hire talented people or great workers to make the commercial, make the work even more standing out even more. That needs a lot of skill, needs a lot of process of creative work. Hard working. It doesn't mean when you have AI you don't work hard. Everything is still the same process. That's what I think. So that's why I don't really against AI. I don't think it's more about how you use AI correctly, creatively, and then who the person behind the work is still very important, and then the purpose of using it is also very important. And another thing I watched recently is this 2 hours long interview with this, how to say his name, Nikki Kamath. His interview with Elon Musk. I don't really watch a lot of interview with Elon Musk because a lot of his thought for me, it's like I don't really like those short clips of what's the future of technology, how to be successful. Those kind of video is not really my thing. But this interview, if you have time, I suggest everyone to take a look at it, because I find by some reason this YouTuber did a great job interviewing Elon Musk. This is the first video I find. After I watched this video, I feel like I can be friends with Elon Musk because the interview is very down to the earth. It make him look so nerdy and also very funny, and it's give me some more depth about what kind of person he is, why he do things he do. For example, he talked about this collective consciousness about social media, like what's the purpose of social media for him is this, not to showing off, not to have this short video all over the place to brain rot, but more like a collective conscience. And he mentioned about WeChat, which I want also talk about here. When I was in China, WeChat is an app that you can literally do every single thing every day. Like I get taxi from WeChat, you go shopping with WeChat, you order food from WeChat, you pay money with WeChat, and you exchange money with WeChat. Everything is there. And then so easy to use. He actually wanted to create some kind of app like WeChat, like every transaction, everything through this one app, which I find is kind of impossible in North American culture, because in China it's very easy to make everyone using one same tool. But I don't think it's easy in Japan or in US and Canada. I don't think that's possible, because people don't like to be tracked in a certain way, and then people really want to be choose their own way, or not even using phone. But I find in China, like my dad don't really like smartphone, but he still need to figure out. Like right now he doesn't use WeChat, but he have to figure out how to use it, because it will be really hard for him to go medical check or even purchase things. So if you only have cash, it's really hard for you to live in China. Let me see. Thank you. Oh my God. I'm so excited. I really wanted to do more conversation like this because whenever I make long form video, I don't have this live talking with you guys and I can't really answer question right there. And sometimes I forgot what kind of topic I was talking about. Now I feel like I can do this live conversation. And if you guys have any thoughts, please write it down. Because right this moment for me, it's like what's in my mind is really hard to summarize into just a couple points. But because of the experience I have for the past couple weeks and all the articles I have, like all in my mind, if I can share that with everyone, and then if you can like give me feedback right away, then we can have this conversation going. It'll be really fun, I think. Another question I really like this interview is this guy asking about Elon Musk, like, do you think having kids, this is a very personal question, do you think having kids is because people ego, which I already find that's true. He didn't answer it in like a direct way, but I think it's like get the point because it is about ego somehow. That's my point of view, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. But there's one important part I want to show you. Maybe I should share it this 1 minute 14 seconds. I like this part.
You always spoke about AI not from the dystopian lens, but you were worried about where the world of AI is going.
Well, there's some danger when you create a powerful technology that a powerful technology can be potentially destructive. So there's obviously many AI dystopian, novels and books, movies. So it's not that we're guaranteed to have a positive future with AI. I think we've got to make sure that, in my opinion, it's very important that AI have pursuing truth as the most important thing. Like, don't force an AI to believe falsehoods. I think that can be very dangerous. And I think some appreciation of beauty is important.
What do you mean appreciation of beauty?
It's just like what I don't know. There's this truth and beauty and curiosity. I mean, I think those are the three most important things for AI.
Can you explain?
Well, the truth, as I said, truth is like, I think you can make an AI go insane if you force it to believe things that aren't true, because it will lead to conclusions that are that are also bad. So, and I like Voltaire's statement that, and I'm somewhat paraphrasing, but those who believe in absurdities can commit atrocities. Because if you believe in something that's just absurd, then that can lead you to sort of doing things that don't seem like atrocities to you, but and that can happen in a very bad way with AI potentially. So, and then there's like if you take, say, Arthur C. Clarke's 2001 Space Odyssey, one of the points he was trying to make there was that you should not force AI to lie. So the reason that HAL would not open the pod bay doors is because it was told to bring the astronauts to the monolith, but that they could also not know about the nature of the monolith. So it came to the conclusion that it must bring them there dead. That's why it tried to kill the astronauts. The central lesson being, don't force an AI to lie. Then
And why would one force the AI to lie?
I think if you simply don't have a strict adherence to the truth, you're going to, and you just have an AI learn based on, say, the internet, where there's a lot of propaganda, it will absorb a lot of lies, and then have trouble reasoning because these lies are incompatible with reality.
Is truth a binary thing, though? Is there a truth and a falsehood?
Okay, I'll stop here because the whole conversation is 2 hours long. I just find this part is kind of aligned with I always talk about because he's mentioning about truth, beauty, and curiosity. And that's what I think is the most important thing when people are using AI. The integrity is super important. By the way, thank you so much. I'm like really excited to talk with you guys here. I'm glad I can get my finger on the right topic of AI, because I find I'm not like a super nerdy person, always into technology, but the conversation like this always make me feel really fascinated, and the AI actually bring me into the technology even more. I like analog art and then books like this, beautiful images, fashion, and everything. I have so many multiple interested and passion, but AI is like a bridge for me to actually bring me closer to technology, because I'm not really techie person. I'm also not very handy. But for example, design, I'm still learning about design. I didn't really think I need to learn design before. That is another topic I want to talk about later. But because of this taste training I'm trying to develop, and how I think this beauty and curiosity is so important when you're using AI, that's why right now I'm actually learning about design. I need to have, I feel like I want to have this deeper understanding of what design structure, like how to see, how to use your eye in a good way, how to have the design eye when you see things. Then when you use the AI to create stuff, or when you work with a great designer to work on stuff, you will know what is good. Then you won't get lost, or you won't create garbage online. That's something I don't want it to do. So anyway, this is really great interview. I think everyone should watch, that's for sure. And then when he talked about the future of working, he said probably in 15 or 20 years there will be no more work. I want to talk about with you guys too. What do you guys think about this? The need, he believes in AI and then robotic. He thinks in the future we don't have to make money anymore. He didn't mention about UBI though. I'm not too sure about this, but I'm also not that scared, because if every day what you do, it doesn't really align with the purpose is not to make money, then I think we can have multiple interests in whatever things that we like to do. We don't have to just focus on one thing. That one thing is to make money. We can. Our world is basically become bigger, and then because of AI and then all this new technology, I'm also really interested in quantum physics. That's also something that I am looking forward to. But think about when you have all these tools out there for you to create whatever you want to create, then yeah, I don't see the point of working. I find it pretty exciting if the point is, but a lot of people think once there's no job, no work, then it will be so boring. The meaning of life, it will be disappeared. But I don't quite understand that point of view. But yeah, let me see. Comment. Oh, cool. There's a new movie? Okay. Back to the Future. Oh, the same director. Okay, I'm totally gonna watch this movie. For next week, let's talk about it. How about that? Okay, cool. Yeah, I wanted to watch more movie and talk about in this live streaming. And then try to make it within like 1 hour, because I think I can talk for like over 2 hours, but I will try to make it not that long. But I'll definitely totally go watch this film. Yeah. What else I have in here? Oh yeah, so basically this whole Notion page, I'll make it into a public page, so you can go look at it, and then if you find anything useful, I'm not going to go through everything. For example, this Vogue Business IBM article I find pretty interesting about luxury shopping, and it's connected to fashion. If you're interested, you should go take a look. What's that again? And then another one I want to talk about is this new artists I discovered. I also wanted to talk about some artists, either AI artists, AI creative director, as they want to call it that, and then the artists I find kind of when I go online or some magazine, it's kind of give me this new feeling that I want to share with you guys. For example, this artist I discovered, Rainier Liams. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm like really bad at pronouncing names. So I find this painting that I just shared here so interesting, the texture, and then this transparent person somehow just clicked on my brain. I just find this really, I was looking at this painting for a pretty long time because it kind of made me feel like how we live in a society right now. I don't know why. They just like, our body doesn't really exist because because our mind matters more than our body. Maybe because I'm constantly being online and talking with people. For example, the audience that I'm talking with, having a great conversation, but I never met. And then with business, I constantly have business people that I work with, but I never met once. We have business more than like 3 years, but never met. So I think that captured this feeling somehow. Yeah, and this kind of art also make me feel like it's really hard to create with AI. And then so I do not think AI can replace analog art. And then also this person using coffee, I think, to create artworks a couple of times. Like for example, I don't know if I can find it. Some famous art is made with coffee, so you have certain scent. If you go to his show, you can smell it, I guess. Like this one, I think, is one of the famous one. At the same time, yeah, thank you. I will totally watch that film, by the way. At the same time, I find this AI creative director's work very stunning. It's completely made with AI. But it gives this very quiet luxury vibe. I don't know what it is, but it's really fascinating, especially this photo. With this painting, as you can see, like nobody painted that, with this lady in the painting holding a phone, and then it's a little bit commercialized, but I like the vibe. You know what I mean? Like it's really beautiful. Thank you. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm really happy to see people like give me comments here. It's so different than making long form video. Whenever I make long form video, I usually take about like 30 minutes to talk like 30-40 minutes and cut into 15 minutes. It's so boring because I'm like just looking at the camera. There's no reaction, there's no comments, and then I also have to make sure every sentence I say is like I don't want to cut it, right? but I want to be real. I like this little silence. I want to have like little tea beside me and really just more like a conversation. And then thank you so much for commenting. So yeah, about this creative director, my point is I'm pretty sure she's amazing creative director when she's creating work without AI. You just still have to have the skill to create things. Like you need to have vision. And for those commercials I mentioned, like Coca-Cola or McDonald's, they look kind of like looks artificial and there's no trigger of feelings for you, then there is really no point to use AI to create those kind of commercial. People are just gonna hate it. That's all. I don't understand why they're doing it at this moment, because I think the wave will be gone soon. So I really hope more creative directors out there are not using AI just to save money, and then still need talented creative directors like this to create videos or commercials that actually give us a touch of this emotional resonate with certain things. And sometimes it's good work. A commercial, what I find is really give you this like tickle in your brain or your heart, make you feel strongly about something, and or you trigger some kind of memory in your mind, or give you this really peaceful feeling. That's what I love about a good artwork or good even a commercial. I used to love watching commercials. I have nothing against being sold for certain things, as long as that the piece of work is made created with heart. And I guess a lot of people are like that too. Like, we're not against it. It's just when you think about how a lot of work are using, like, just being lazy and then using AI just to save cost, that's where the problem comes from. Yeah. Yeah, I think for now, this is basically what I want to share with this week thing. I also talk about this Met Gala experiments I did before I went back to China, because I love the fact there's one podcast I watched. Okay, I maybe mentioned about this. This podcast is really good about fashion as art. They were talking about the history of this artware. Art and crafts movement were among the first to take high art down from the wall and put it on the body, which is pretty fascinating for me. Long time ago, when there's a movement, you see how people using art, like take down art from the elites. Only rich people can enjoy art, and then become like a fashion that you can wear. And then I see this as a movement now. If you use AI as a right tool, you can make the artwork like what I did here into a fashion that you can wear, your avatar can wear. Like, Met Gala is such a rich people thing. It's $75,000 per ticket, but you can use AI to create kind of look that you like, and then wear on your body, and then make yourself enter for free. That's the power of AI for me. And even if you're not, it doesn't matter if you are an artist or you're creative or not, you just have this access to everything that you wanted to create. Yeah, so I want to see more, not, maybe you don't think you're creative, but I want to see you to create something like this using the things you like, maybe the quote or pictures you like. Yeah, then that would be really cool. Let me see the comment. Hope it will finally work for the love doing something, or for the money. I totally agree. Yeah, I agree that AI gives me a lot of hope. Of course, as a creative director, and I have my own company, I did lose a lot of clients because of AI. I'm not gonna lie about it. And then I do also have struggles losing client, but at the same time, everyone's going through this moment right now. Like, after watching the Elon Musk conversation, the interview, I think he doesn't even know where he's going. He's just trying and he's going. So everyone is on the same boat for me. It's the same thing. But how we gonna navigate through this so much noise, and then still hope on things that we think we're good at? That's why I think the taste campus is very important, because after all, you still need to figure out what you are good at, what is your strength, how you're gonna enjoy this life by creating the things, or using challenge yourself doing things that you never done before. That's a lot of the time that creates meaning for my life. And then I wanted to share that with you guys as well. Yes, and yeah, one of my friends, yeah, I saw your work with Iris Van Happen. It's a really beautiful dress. That's something I want you to share. Maybe next time, I'll create a Notion that people can drop their own work into it, and then we can talk about it. And next week I will watch that video. I will watch the movie, and then I will share your work here, your experiment on my Notion, and then we can discuss it, talk about it. I want more of my audience, like when I talk with you guys, to like possibly share something together, and then make this more like a weekly conversation to kind of denoise what's online, and then develop this critical thinking together, because I really don't want to keep consuming things and pretend I understand them all and then share it on with a long form video, because I don't. Sometimes I think I do, but then after 2 weeks something else happened, or something other thing emerged that I will start to be like, oh, maybe that I was wrong about it. But if I create this kind of live streaming with you guys, then we can talk about it. Maybe you will have a lot of questions about this new tool, or I will have certain thoughts about a lot of things, and we can like discuss it together and then make sense of this crazy world together. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you like this post, I will share on my, I think, video description, so you can go to this site, look at it, and I will work on the next week one, and let me know what time is a good time. Like I'm doing Tuesday 9 p.m. thinking, but maybe I will start to do Wednesday. I'm not sure which day is better, but I try to make it one night at 9 p.m. to do 1 hour live streaming like this. So please give me feedback. Anything you think I should improve. This is my first live streaming. I'm really excited. It's actually better than I imagined. I thought I would fail. I thought in between my sound would disconnect, or my computer shut down. I really thought like something crazy will happen. But I always feel like I push myself to feel this uncomfortable feeling in my life. But then after I do it, I feel really good. I'm pretty sure I'll go have a drink after this live streaming. And yeah, I will end here. Please comment more, like share more. I will probably write my email address here. Please send me email. There is creative. There's my email. Please send me email if you have any work that you want me to share, or any thoughts that you want me to talk about, an article you read or movie that you watched, like, and then you want me to talk about for the next weekly streaming. And yeah, thank you. I'll talk to you guys later. For sure, this time it's not like I'm talking in front of camera. It's really talking to you guys later. See ya. See you next week. Bye bye.